Hi, this is Jacqueline Gage, and you're watching Sac Engaged, where we talk about everything living in Sacramento related. And if you're into that, please subscribe and hit that little bell button down below because you'll be notified every time I do a new video. All right, so today the neighborhood that we're highlighting is Arden Park in Sacramento, and it is very centrally located. It's a family-friendly area and has a great sense of community. One of the things about Arden Park that's awesome is that it's very centrally located. It's just 15 minutes away from downtown, which will take you about 20 minutes, 25 minutes depending on traffic. And as far as the airport, it's about 21 miles, so that could take you about 30 minutes. So not far at all. And it borders one of the busiest intersections in Sacramento. But when you go inside there, just like I said, it is completely different and very country-like. So let's talk about the feel and vibe of Arden Park, because when you're picking a neighborhood, the feel is very important and you want it to feel like home. As I mentioned, it's very, it's right between one of the busiest intersections in Sacramento, but right when you drive off Fair Oaks Boulevard, it is so serene and peaceful. It's a very established neighborhood. The homes were built in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and you'll see predominantly California ranch style architecture. So if you love ranch style, definitely put Arden Park on your list. And it's very similar to Fair Oaks, if you're looking in that area as well, but Arden Park has larger lots. And when I say larger, the lots go from, I would say the minimum would be 1/4 of an acre, so 0.25, to about 1/2 an acre. Some will be larger than 1/2 acre, but usually most of them are not. And it's a great area for family because of those larger lots. Lots of, you can have a pool, you can expand the house easily and it doesn't look like you've stuffed a large house on a small lot. So there's a lot of potential with the lots as well. And it's a great area that has a good sense of community. One of the things that brings about the sense of community is because it surrounds Arden Park. And the park brings out people and the neighbors for various events. So it's a great way to meet people and for the kids to have fun. In the summertime, they do music in the park, movies in the park. And I should say it's not just a park because there is a community center, you have a pool, a softball field, tennis courts, so a ton of stuff to do there and a lot of activities for the kids. I should also mention that Arden Park has that country vibe because the streets don't have curbs or sidewalks, so it kind of gives it that laid back vibe, and mixed with the trees, you just really feel like you're not in the center of Sacramento, but out in the country. So now let's briefly talk about schools, because that is another important factor when deciding where to live. Arden Park is going to be in the San Juan Unified School District, and there are actually a couple schools right in the neighborhood. For elementary school, you're going to have Mariemont Elementary and Arden Middle School, and then for high school, you're going to have Rio Americano. And if you want to find out more information about these schools, go to this awesome website called greatschools.org, and you can find out more information and specifics. There's also a lot of private schools nearby as well as preschools. All right, so I'm sure you're asking, what's the cost of a home in Arden Park? Actually, Arden Park has quite a price range, and I think a lot of it is because you have some homes that are older and in as-is condition, and then you have others that have been renovated and they've increased their square footage because the lots are so huge, and so that's going to increase the price point tremendously. So you have a low of $465 all the way to $1.275 being the high. And a home, I'm going to show you a few pictures of what the homes look like in the varying price points. So a home that's $465 is going to look like this. So that's the low. And then we're going to have a median price point, which is going to be $795. And the home's going to look like this. And then the big bang, which is $1.275, and the home is going to look something like this. So as you can see from the pictures, there's quite a range, but that's a great part about a neighborhood, that you can, be a first-time home buyer and maybe get in on the low end, but after some years, you can fix up the home and add sweat equity, and by the time you're ready to sell or move on to the next house, you have a lot of appreciation in that property because the neighborhood holds the value. There's also lots of things to do. Like, a lot of people love Arden Park because it's so close to the river. There's bike trails. You can walk, jog, the levees nearby. So the American River Parkway provides a lot of activities for an active lifestyle. You also have a ton of shopping just right within, the vicinity. I wouldn't say there's a high walkability factor. You have to get in your car, but it's just like 5 to 10 minutes away. So if you're in the mood for a little more hustle and bustle and want to go out to a restaurant that's trendy, then it's not much of a commitment. But also, Arden Park has its own community, and you don't have to go far to find all the amenities that you need in your day-to-day life. There's plenty of stores, shopping centers right around, lots of great restaurants. A couple to check out would be one of my favorites. It's definitely fun to go with a group. It's called Casablanca, and it's super random. It's right next to a Shell station. You could easily miss it, and it has Moroccan cuisine, and it's quite, it's an entertaining experience and a great thing to do with a bunch of friends, and they have belly dancers too. And the other place that I love is in Arden Town Center, and it's Mas Taco, and they're known for their unique tacos. It's also kind of like a trendy Mexican restaurant, and it has a really cool vibe. Some of their tacos, they have like an oyster taco and a fried chicken taco, so very unique. And you also have plenty of shopping centers like the Pavilions, which is a great shopping center, lots of restaurants and shops in there. Then you have Loman's Plaza, which has stood the test of time, has a lot of grocery stores, shops, anything you could want. And as I did say, Arden Town Center is going to be your closest shopping center. Oh, and not to mention a Whole Foods. So there's plenty to do in Arden Park, and also you're not too far from downtown. Well, I hope you found this video on Arden Park informative. If you have any questions at all about Arden Park or Sacramento, please don't hesitate to reach out. I work all the surrounding areas as well, and I'm a local realtor here. And please don't forget to subscribe down below and hit that bell button so you're notified every time I do a new video. And once again, my name's Jacqueline Gage, and this is Sac Engage, where we talk about living in Sacramento.